Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is VitruvianPhysique. Thank you for, I can't even fucking do this. Okay guys, as you can tell, energy is not that high. Not as high as I usually do for my my intros. We are 3 weeks out, although I don't know when this video is gonna go live. Maybe it'll be like 2 weeks out, or I don't even know. I'm weighing around 175 to 176, kind of fluctuating around there. I'll throw up some recent posing I did on the screen right now. Take this with a grain of salt because it is like first thing in the morning, so it's good because I had no food or water or anything for pretty much the last 10 hours. So it's good because my waist is tight and I'm lean, but it's also bad because I'm flat as hell. No carbs, no pump, nothing. So again, take it with a grain of salt. Yeah, right now I'm around 175, 176, and it fucking sucks. I'm just gonna say it. For me, when I'm in the 180s, and I'm leaning down, going from 190 to 185 to 183 to 180. It's fine. In fact, it's better than fine. I feel pretty good because you're getting leaner. You're keeping what you need, your muscle, your strength, everything, and you are losing what you don't need. You are losing your excess body fat. But when I'm in the 170s, especially now in the mid 170s, there's no more excess body fat. There's just minimal body fat or approaching essential body fat. Like, there's nothing excess remaining. Your body essentially starts to fight back and it fucking starts to suck. I'm eating like 2,000 calories a day, even less when you factor in net calories because I eat 2,000 calories, but then I also do some cardio, which at this point I'm no longer tracking in my MyFitnessPal. Now if I do cardio, it's completely bonus. Either way, yeah, it's low and it's gotten to the point where like nothing is helping. I can have like all my certain little foods, my little snacks, my little dietary staples. That's great. Not helping. Intermittent fasting, which is supposed to make it easier to stick to a calorie deficit, to have these bigger, delicious meals later in the day. That's great. Not helping. Nothing's helping. The thing is, nothing's supposed to help. At least in my case, I've reached a barrier where it's like, you're not going to break through this with any like special techniques or tools or this or that or any supplement or any strategy. No, you just need to fucking put your head down and grind your way through this last month, or in my case, these last 3 weeks of hell. And it sucks. It's gotten to the point where like, it's even starting to impact the way I think and the way I work, or from a personality standpoint. Like I even told my girlfriend Jordan, I'm like, no offense, but I don't want to see you for a while because that I'm either boring to be around or I'm an asshole to be around because I'm just agitated because like little stuff gets to me right now. It's not great. Like, look, if you want to get lean and you want to look like an Abercrombie model or like an American Eagle model, kind of like one of these fashion dudes where you have a little bit of a six-pack going, you look good on the beach, you're like 12% body fat, yeah, sure. It's going to take a little bit of elbow grease, it's going to take some difficulty, but it's totally doable. And with the right tactics, you should be okay. Challenging, but okay. Sub 10% body fat, competition levels of leanness, men's physique, bodybuilding, these things. Yeah, that's when your body's like, no, we don't like you doing this, which is fucking terrible to say, but this is how desperate I am right now. Yeah, welcome to 3 weeks out, guys. It fucking sucks. A grocery haul for you. I want to go through this really quickly. I don't want to make this into a full video. Okay, first things first, meats and protein sources. Obviously we have the bodybuilder standard. We got the chicken breast, skinless, carbless, boneless, boring. Anybody seriously into bodybuilding, unless you're like a vegan or something, yeah, chicken breast is your best friend. And then we got this extra lean ground beef. I'm at a point where even though I'm consuming like more fat than I have in previous years, you know, as a percentage of my total calories, because my total calories are coming down now that I'm literally a few weeks out from the show, even a higher number, like a higher percentage of a low number is still not going to be, you know, that big. In my case, like 35, 40% fat intake coming from calories is great. But when I'm eating less than 2,000 calories on a daily basis, it's not going to be that high. So because of that, I can't go out and consume ridiculously fat
protein or meat sources, like, things like lamb, fatty cuts of steak, burgers, like all that stuff is pretty much out the window to me. So in this case, this is 10 grams of fat, 21 grams of protein for every 100 grams of actual meat. When it comes to a ground meat source, we're talking ground chicken, ground turkey, ground beef, ground whatever. If you're looking at higher than a 2-to-1 ratio of protein to fat, yeah, that's pretty damn lean. Continuing on with more protein sources, we got little tuna kind of thingamajigs. These are excellent for me because sometimes, lots of times I'll finish the day off with I need a bit more protein but not a lot more. I don't feel like having another protein shake. So sometimes I'll take kind of one of these little ones. They're like 18 grams of protein. They have flavors. It's like lemon and pepper or Thai chili or whatever. So sometimes this will make a nice, really easy, quick snack. Then we got more of these kind of frozen dinner or frozen kind of meal things as I featured in my last video. Sometimes, especially these days, because I'm so low energy, I'm low carb, the last thing I want to do is spend an hour slaving over the kitchen doing all this stuff. I'm like, no, I just need veggies, protein, and then a bit of carbs and fat, which I'll get, in one of these. Really quick, really simple. Maybe it's not #health, but right now I'm I don't care. I just need to get the proper macros, the proper calories. Everything else, that's a second priority until after the show. Next up, awesome snack. Guys, this is a big lifesaver for me. This is definitely one of my little diet staples, which if you guys don't, include these, maybe give this a try. I have a big sweet tooth, so sometimes, especially this low carb thing for me, it's very difficult. These Jell-O packs have 5 calories per one. So I could eat all of this for 20 calories, which is it's nothing. Next up, also, this is probably my one guilty pleasure. This is my one thing in this whole diet, little grocery haul that's not the best. I got these little chocolate kind of covered. They're these are the most clean cookies you can get. They're called digestive biscuits. They're pretty much baby cookies that you give to literally teething 6-month-old babies, except these ones, because I'm cheating a little bit. They happen to have a little bit of chocolate on them. 2 cookies is 110 calories. This, sometimes when I'm really going crazy and the low carb is getting to me and my sugar cravings are rushing in, I'll have a little bit of this, 2-4 cookies, and that way I could have something kill my sweet tooth. So this kind of keeps me a little sane. We got 2 different kinds of yogurt as I featured in my last video, so I'm not going to go too much into detail. This one's it's kind of like Greek yogurt, so it's much higher protein. And this one is regular yogurt, but I love it because, as I featured in my last video, there is nothing in here. It's 35 calories for 100 grams. This whole thing is maybe 200. Definitely an awesome option. Then on that note, we got some berries or grapes. Berries in general are very low calorie density, so it's kind of the actual number of calories for the physical weight is pretty low, which is very good. We're talking raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, not so much. Grapes are okay. Strawberries are really, really good. They don't taste that great, but this much strawberries is 100 calories. It's pretty awesome in that sense. Then we have some kind of additional little protein sources. These are more so snacks than they are actual meals. Number one, we have, these are just regular plain little turkey slices. Sometimes when I'm really craving something salty and I'm tempted to get chips or crackers or something like that, which is obviously very difficult to do on a low carb diet, these do kind of help. I'll have 2 or 3 slices of this, then have a Diet Coke or something. And I also tend to put these, as you guys saw in my last video, they are a big staple whenever I'm making omelets or just eggs in general. I like to put some slices into that. And also, guys, this is another big little snack baby staple of mine. These are Baby Bell cheese. I think we all had these, when we were kids, our moms packed them into our little, our little lunch bags. These are the light version. Their calories are fantastic. For each of these, it's a nice little snack. I can easily sit down and eat 1 or 2 of these. 45 calories, 2.5 fats, and 5 grams of proteins. And finally, the least exciting, but also one of the most important parts to the diet is just a crap ton of vegetables. Number one, obviously micros, nutrients, vitamins, minerals, all that good stuff. But most importantly, it fills you up and it's pretty much completely devoid of all calories. We got just frozen green beans. As you guys saw in my last video, I like to take these, kind of slice them up, put some soy sauce, saute them. Then we got asparagus. We got 1 red pepper, which I like to put in my omelets. We got some green onions, really adds a lot of flavor. And then also for my snack kind of like to really, sometimes when I'm going crazy and I really want something to eat, but obviously I'm running low on calories or carbs or whatever, this is kind of like one of these pre-packaged kind of like veggies and dip. So it pretty much comes out to like almost no carbs. It's like broccoli and cauliflower and so fat. Oh my god. Celery. Oh my god. Obese. Tell me about it. And then the only actual calorie source is pretty much, we got this little thing of ranch here, which is mostly fat, so it sticks to my diet. Yeah, it's kind of nice, kind of wholesome, and yeah, eat your fucking vegetables.
Okay guys, and the last thing I want to talk about with this video, which actually is kind of like the crux and kind of the main thing I wanted to get across with this 2 weeks out installment, is how the fuck do you do this? Because you guys are seeing me not feel that great in terms of energy and strength and hunger and everything. You guys are obviously, in the last scene, you were seeing me eat not very exciting foods, to say the least. How the fuck do you stick to something which is difficult, not just for a few days or a few weeks, but months, years, day in and day out? How the hell do you do it? Well, in my case, one thing which I have found to be really helpful and has actually had a lot of success is kind of finding someone who is almost like a rival or a little bit of competition to keep you going. And in my case, it's this guy right here, my old friend Friesma from Australia. I actually made a video on the topic of motivation a few months ago, and one of those things that I said was find someone who you can consider sort of like a rival, or someone who is somewhat relatable to you and also trying to strive and achieve the same things that you are going for, and get almost like, I don't know how to refer to it as, maybe like a little bit of a, in your mind, internal competition going to kind of help you strive to get there. This may sound a little weird, but I literally keep, and I've done this for years, since my first show way back in 2014, before even YouTube, I literally keep on my phone like a collection or like a collage or like a, I save photos of essentially guys in the industry who I use as motivation. And yes, I realize now in retrospect how it sounds to tell you guys that I essentially have a collection of half-naked fitness guys on my phone. Ha! Gay!
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
But fuck it, I don't care. If it gets the job done, that's all that matters. For example, in this case, a really good example is Friesma. You guys may remember, we actually did a few collab videos together back in 2017 when I spent a few months over in Australia. He just recently competed, like about a week or so ago, at his show. The culmination of his diet, whereas I have, still 2 weeks left. And this entire time, as I've been dieting, whenever there have been times that I'm feeling like I want to cheat. I want to go. I'm like, fuck it, throw caution into the wind. I want to get a pizza at 2 in the morning because I'm lying in bed and I haven't eaten in 5 hours, and I'm, sometimes it sucks to say, but like there are times, especially towards the end of the cut when I'm like under 10% body fat, when I'm literally, I can't sleep at night because I'm hungry. It's a shitty thing to say, and I'm literally counting down the hours or the minutes until my next meal, and you want to just say, fuck it, one day's not going to harm you. It's not a big deal. But I don't do it. And one of the reasons I don't is because I look and I kind of see him, Friesma, like dieting down, looking leaner, looking better. And I think to myself, would he do it? He's not doing this. I'm not seeing him do this. He's moving forward. I better do the same. So you guys can apply this as well. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be someone you know. It could be like your best friend. Maybe you're competing with a friend or with a rival. Or it could be someone, you know, someone on social media, like one of these, like, you know, influencers, whatever the fuck you want to call them. It could be me. I could be your guy, especially if you guys are dieting down or bulking up or whatever it is you're doing at the same time. It could be someone, like in my case, on the other side of the planet, and they might not even be aware of you doing it, which is in my case. Like, I never told Friesma that I kind of use him for my personal source of motivation in that way, and it doesn't really matter. It just has to be someone. And I really recommend that you choose someone who's somewhat relatable to you. Don't choose someone, if we're talking from a physical standpoint, again, this could be applied to any aspect of life. Don't choose someone who's like, if you're 5'8", don't choose someone who's like 6'6", or don't choose someone who's like 40 pounds heavier than you, because it might not be as relatable. And on that note, you know, if you're natural and they're not, probably not really a good idea, because at that point it's not a comparison of like, yeah, apples to oranges. No, it's like apples to fucking monster trucks. Like, we're not even in the same stratosphere. It's not even the same sport. But in this case, Friesma, you know, I think I'm just a few inches taller than him. It's not that big of a deal. I think he weighed in on his show at 76 kilos. Right now, if you convert it, I'm like 79.5 kilos, around there. So like, we're similar in size. That's what really made me think that it's a really good comparison, and it's something which really has, so far in this competition prep, it has worked. It's worked really, really well. I'm not just saying that like, yeah, I think I did well. No, I have the fucking numbers to prove it. We still have a little bit of time left, but so far, this 2019 competition prep, from a quantitative numerical standpoint, this is officially, as I predicted and hoped for, luckily, the fastest rate of fat loss I have ever had in any competition since I started competing 5 years ago, you know, back in 2014. This has been the fastest rate of fat loss. And to be honest, in a way, if you solely rely on like intrinsic internal motivation, it might not be enough. You might need to get it from somewhere else. And in my case, Friesma has been a pretty good source of that. And that's why I just wanted to tell you guys, I know that sometimes, I've said this before, it's like, you know, we live in this like, you know, like happy-go-lucky, hippy-dippy world where it's kind of like, try your best. You know, everybody gets a medal, everybody gets the participation ribbon or whatever bullshit it is. And, you know, you should compete against you, nobody else. And like, yes, I get that, and I have said it before. I've always said that like my main rival is not anybody else, but it's me in the past. 2019 competition prep Igor should try to beat 2017 Igor or 2016, you know, versions of me. And I get that, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, fuck it. Sometimes you want to go against someone else, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. As long as it's done in like a healthy kind of rivalry way. It's kind of like Goku and Vegeta. A lot of people always say, which one's stronger? Is it Vegeta? Is it Goku? Is it? Who gives a shit? Because at the end of the day, at the end of Dragon Ball, both of those people, both of those Saiyans, were the strongest two individuals in the fucking multiverse. So maybe consider it. Find someone who's somewhat relatable. Don't choose some guy on steroids. Don't choose some guy who's 50 pounds heavier than you. I think it could be really helpful, and it could help you reach and break through new plateaus. Because I think that it might be slight, but I think that this time around for my competition prep, it has done that. It has helped. And it's been pretty good. Either way, guys, that's it. Don't want to go on a more of a ramble than I already need to or have already done. Just want to say thanks, and I will see you in the next episode, which is going to be like 1 week out, 10 days out. I don't know, but we are coming down to the wire. We're in the end game now.